Today, it's a Week 14 matchup that should be a good one between the Buffalo Bills and the New York Jets. Three-quarters of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And, Charles, you think about what this defense has had to prepare for. They're in for a battle. I mean, they're facing a team that is working on a 6-game winning streak.
And that can be intimidating when you think about it in those terms. But I think what they need to do is make some sort of a statement early in this game, whether it's a turnover or takeaway, a key sack on third down, a 3-and-out. Something less young guys know to mean business. Figuratively, throw the first punch.
Allen to Diggs there for a Buffalo first.
Hey, tight. 56.
Operating from the gun, Allen. And he fires one that's intercepted.
Well, it's football 101 because when you come in as the favorite team, you obviously don't want to hand any kind of advantage to an opponent ready for an upset. Now, you'll be lucky to only be down 3-zip the next time you get the ball back because you've just handed them a dose of confidence to start this game.
After the interception, here's Wilson. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Wilson. And the Jets are going to be looking at first and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Breece Hall, his 7th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Jets use the early turnover to get on the board first in this one. Zerline connects on the extra point. And that makes the score 7-0. The Jets kick team out now to boot this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Now remember, the last time out, they threw an interception. That led to a touchdown, so now time to regroup.
It certainly is, and their goal right now is to go back to a calming drive, something that takes the ball, keeps it for a while, lets the defense relax a little bit, lets the offense regain confidence in their game plan. Well, they certainly took too long to set up play action, and that gave the pass rush time to get home for its first sack of the game. For their sake, they may start to think about the quick game and leave play action alone.
Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 7-15. Another try after the touchdown sack. Allen, and he's going to go down again. Lots of 10 as multiple defenders get to him.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That's caught by Gabriel Davis. A heck of a play there on 3rd down, but amazingly, they're still short for 4th. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game, route running, catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
This will be fielded at the 17. A 46-yard boot, but just 36 following a pretty decent return of 10 yards. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. Jets offense coming up now to start their next
22
drive.
Jet Bomber, 22 Jet Bomber.
Losing streak. They did get knocked out by the open week. So you get in talking with him, all indications were, Charles,
Okay,
that it was a very
ready?
effective break.
Yeah, I know a lot of teams, coaches, they hate taking time in the midst of a losing streak because they think they have to stay on their toes and push their way out of it. But occasionally, you get that open week, you step back, evaluate what's been going wrong, see what you can put in that can move you forward, and maybe you get a chance to breathe a little bit and kind of start over.
Set.
Only needing 2 yards on 2nd down. Play action. Now Wilson. He'll fire it to the right. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Let's go, let's go,
After
let's
the
go.
incompletion, here now 3rd and 2. Now Wilson. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. He's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
Ready, ready. Ready.
Going on 4th down. It's Wilson. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Jets try it, but the 4th down play doesn't work. And this defense will take over right near midfield at the 49-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And you figure this should be a rested, focused unit. Working on a good winning streak. And that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Brandon Akers. Now he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a jump touchdown. The Charles, it's now a 2-touchdown lead in the opening quarter. Following that pick 6, they are off to a fast start in this one.
And absolutely ecstatic on the sideline after that play, aren't they? Not just because they've got the lead, but how about seeing one of their guys get a chance to take it into the 6, already up for a touchdown? They got everything going their way early on.
Zerline good with a PAT, and that'll make the score 14-0. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. Fielded just outside the goal line. Oh, good return up past the 30. Past midfield. Still going. And he will score. Touchdown. I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge him. Kick it to him. The way he runs as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that'll make our score 14-7. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. A kind of a lucky break. The turnover on downs the offense had didn't come back to bite them after the other side. Their defense came through, was able to hold them without any points.
I would agree with you, partner. A little bit of a lucky break indeed.
Here we go. Set.
Just pure skill.
We
rose to the challenge. We didn't permit us.
Temper their aggressiveness now offensively if they get in that fourth down spot again.
Yeah, one would think so, but maybe because they held them, they might go for it again.
Well, this defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
Yeah, and what stood out to me
Set,
the way they were flying to the football field,
Hot
so that
shot.
tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point, and they like some matchups that they had. Now they can exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they, on paper, Charles, no doubt they have the edge in this one. They are sitting in the AFC elite, and on the other side, they're down toward the bottom of the AFC. But you know what they say, especially at this point in the season, watch out for a trap game.
And in doing so, I would take my game plan and make it aggressive. I would rely on my fundamentals, the fact that my players are probably just better, and not try and do too much, do just enough to win the game. And on the other side of the field, I'm doing everything. Every trick play I can think of, every different formation, you name it, I'm throwing it at them in order to try and get the upset win.
Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. And he gets it down close to the 10-yard line. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Allen. And he's not able to get away. It's sacked back at the 22. John Franklin Myers, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on 3rd and long. Looking to throw. Allen. And Diggs has it. And the tackle made at the 13. He is well short of the 1st. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll be 4th down.
Receivers love having the reputation of being go-to guys on 3rd down. And he was fighting like he really wanted to have that reputation, didn't he? I mean, he came very close to making that a 1st down.
The kick by Bass is good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks will tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3 and out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series. He's letting it happen again right here. You got to get going.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. These two teams, you might recall, met up back in September in Week 3. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the on second down to run with Hall. And he's taken down before he gets this across the 25-yard line. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go,
Opposite.
speed, it helps out his blocker. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
46 yards on the ground for him so far. The Jets had 3 and 9 now on the year, and they come in off the extended break from the bye.
And I think it was much needed as well because you play 2.5 months. You know you're ready for some time off in order to get prepared for the home stretch. In fact, when they looked at the schedule to start the season, I think they liked what they offered.
Wilson now, bootleg. Very quickly here, and that's going to be. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
61. Matchbox. Light.
Action now. He rifles one that's intercepted. Isaiah Simmons putting it off. And the Bills are going to take possession of the football. That pick, his 9th on the season.
Remember when we were kids and you were playing Little League Baseball and they penciled you in the 9 spot in the order? That wasn't so good, was it?
Were you in the 9 hole?
Line position, right field, that wasn't so great.
You're picking dandelions, eh?
Exactly.
But the 9 picks,
9 wins, you want that in a big way. That's a great season.
heck of a season. The end result, 21 yards.
Oh, a lot of credit to the play caller here. He saw the design in his mind and implemented it. A little zone stretcher here because they started to tight end on the left side of the formation and sent him on a crossing route. And this works really good with that space between levels, and they were able to do so for good yardage.
And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. Six yards left on second down. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got it first and goal.
Exactly what they needed right there because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Throwing now is Allen. He will find Diggs. Stephon Diggs. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Bills have taken the lead. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there. They found the opening and exploited it.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And it's now 17-14. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. It is fielded right at the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. The New York offense taking over
80
for
weapons,
the possession.
80 weapons.
As the offense comes out, a bit more of a focus on the run game for this drive after tossing an interception on the previous one.
I think that's a good way to look at it and a good way to think about it, but maybe they get to it in a little bit different way because after you throw an interception, you want to make sure you keep your quarterback's confidence high. So maybe give him a couple easy throws and then get to the running game and try and get things settled down.
And still in the first half here, a long way to go. Now, meanwhile, here's Here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it
On
is
the set.
understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
Third down, Wilson. And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down.
Don't do us like that.
Players combined for their team's first sack of the game. On fourth down, punt coming from Braden Mann.
Hey, they're scared. They're scared. Drop deep, drop deep.
And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Hines now on the return. So a good punt there, but a very strong 14-yard return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Bills come to the line to start their next drive. This drive here beginning touchdown. The last time I look and repeat that, Charles' defense looked really frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated.
Five boy. On the ball. Where's that?
Outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Another try after the first down sack. Allen. He's got the hook up with Diggs. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 31-yard line. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Line of scrimmage. He's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards. And that throw there going to put him over 4,000 yards passing now for the season, maybe strengthening his MVP consideration.
And you figure with still a handful of games left to play, 5,000 yards is not totally out of the realm of possibility. The way he is playing, I think he's going to get there.
Again, it's Allen. He's got it. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
Kick by Bass is good. So 3 points on the board, as easy a field goal as you're going to get, but I can see you shaking your head.
I love that peripheral vision of yours, partner, because to me, if it's the 4th quarter, you're up 6, I get it. But now, even if you run and don't get in, you're still setting them up to go a long field, 98, 99-yard drive. How do you look at your defense and not give them that opportunity?
So we've reached halftime with the visiting Bills taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Glenn, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Jets going to get the football first, and they trail as well as we get back underway in this second half. Taking in at the 3. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
Let's go, let's go, let's go!
Taking over for their
General,
possession.
West!
Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football. Now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Bills are going to take possession of the football. But that one is going to sting. First play of the third quarter and a turnover.
And you have to know that at halftime, they spent a lot of time going through their checklist of what they wanted to accomplish to start this third quarter. Turning it over like this was not on that list.
Not at all. And you come out back room trailing, so that first drive to establish momentum. Crucial. Here's a pass on first down. It's knocked away and incomplete.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Here's Allen. Throw right side, front by Davis. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
Hey, three!
Solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up, meaning when you get on a guy, you just stay right there, and each guy has his own assignment that allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. So they elect to pass there on the 2-point try. Sometimes could prove risky there. It worked out.
Yeah, and I love how you bring up that it can prove risky, because if you get it intercepted and they return it, that's 2 points for the defense, but not on that play.
Take it in with the 3. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
Ready?
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. This offense returning out. The last drive was over before it even began. They threw the interception on the very first play. And they caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. Quite a show of arm strength right there. That was in the air for a long time, and it was on target, too. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Again on 2nd down. And this carry brought to an end at the 8. Good stick skills, just not much room there to operate. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
A big part of a middle linebacker's job is being able to take on blocks and then go make plays. But the
Here we go!
They have those big guys in front of them playing defensive
564 feet!
and allow them to play sideline to sideline and make the big hits.
I'm coming!
Slant, and they're able to stop him short.
Here we go! Set!
Pick up 4.
Grace don't travel. Grace don't travel.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
4th down. Here's Wilson. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with the football. It's a sack. Jets try it, but the fourth down play doesn't work. And the Bills are going to get the football back. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And as the offense begins another drive, carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime if you're a good football team. He's looking what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments before you repeat it.
And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. A big play here for Buffalo. 44 yards. That catch, number 750 of his NFL career, and it puts him even with not just one, but two Hall of Famers, Michael Irvin and Charlie Joyner. So some pretty good company at 7'5".
Hey, you talk about the playmaker, Michael Irvin, and the guy who just made plays, Charlie Joyner. And that's what we're seeing here. Similar style in terms of being dependable, being open, and turning it into plays that you remember.
Here's Allen on 1st and 10. And he's going to be intercepted for the third time this fall. Picked off by Ashton Davis. And the Jets will take over here just shy of the 30. So potential momentum shift. Working with a 2-score lead, third quarter.
Recall, 132 points.
Because this game is still very much in the balance.
And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
They talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off.
On the ready.
Move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run.
From Smith.
Here's Hall. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out.
Ready, ready,
He's
ready.
hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
Chopper. Ready.
It's Wilson. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Isaiah Simmons getting by the offensive line and dropping the quarterback.
Safety blitz, such a play call to witness when it works. And the deep man can get home for a sack. Great timing by him. Interception earlier in this contest.
Bravo!
He's done the campaigning for a week on Disney partner.
Third and long, it's Wilson. He's going to look deep for more. And unable to connect, incomplete. Give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
But you got to think that sooner or later, they're going to hit one of those. But the coverage has been excellent thus far, and it was again on the last play.
On is the punter man as he boots this one away. This return of Wilbur Hines. A nice job getting free on the return for 13 yards. And the Bills will be backed up to start the drive. They'll have it 1st and 10. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. As this offense takes the field against remember last drive, they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in this second half. First down, they're going to throw to Allen. Another target for Stephon Diggs, and he brings it in. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Alert!
Pressure too much as down he goes. John Franklin Myers able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
Well, this has to count as a great team effort today, but this man, he's been at the center of all of it. Really special day for any defense to have this many sacks in a game. even more so for this player. One of the best individual efforts of the season.
Throwing is Allen on third. Under pressure, they got him again. John Franklin Myers, 2 plays in a row now that he has gotten in there for the sack, and it brings up 4th down. Before they can get the punt away, whistles as we've come to the end of the 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Bills send the punter out as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Take it in at the 22. Oh, nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
That's a 49-yard punt, 8 though on the return. And the Jets will take over.
Let's go now, let's go now, let's go now.
Coming up now to start their next drive. Their defense was able to force the This is a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive in a relatively quick manner. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Here we go, here we go.
Only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
I 7, let's go, let's go.
This pass out wide to Hall. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. The Jets on 3rd down. A pretty woeful open.
Let's go.
They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. That was Wilson. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Teron Johnson able to pick it. And the Bills are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December. Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he throws.
It's Allen. Going up top for Miller. And he's got it inside the 10. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown.
Well, this is exactly where I expect teams to take a shot. Right after a turnover, you count on the defense being a little bit jumbled coming out on the field, maybe catch them back on their heels, and that's exactly what they did there. They threw it downfield.
You said jumbled. They were the definition of jumbled defensively. One play and into the end zone. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Come on, set.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Well, I think that the folks here hope that maybe this home atmosphere will carry their guys to a surprise victory. But his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Bills are going to take possession of the football. That interception may be the exclamation mark on what really all around has been a good performance.
A fantastic performance. They will enjoy film session. Their grade should be very good on this one. And I think the next time the offense gets the ball, I just think about running it and getting the clock done and getting the heck out of here.
And by the way, semantics here, but before the grammar comes after me, I think it's a combination.
You're asking me? Seriously?
Yeah, you're smarter than me. Everybody knows that.
Listen, I go with what you say, my man.
So the completion gets him just a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them, and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Nickel, nickel!
Throwing again on second down. Now under pressure, and he will go down. Sent back at the 38. John Franklin Myers, my goodness, make that now 5 sacks for him in this ball game. Really, really turning in an incredible performance. So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on 3rd and long. Back to throw. Allen, he wants it all for the end zone. And he knocks the ball away. It falls incomplete.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit, too.
So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he missed it. It's no good. And the lead will hold at 3 touchdowns. Well, they can probably live with that with this late lead in the 4th quarter. That's one of the few things that's gone wrong.
You're right. This one was well in hand. That kick
H3,
there,
shoot,
overtime.
H3, chopper, chopper.
Score. Not getting it.
Shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Quick throw knocked away and incomplete. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance. The passing game is off balance.
And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far. And it's custom.
The throw is Wilson. And it's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
This has obviously been a bad loss, but one of the few things they can still do is try and throw the ball all the way to the end zone and get some points on the board so they're not shut out over the final 2 quarters of this game.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Scene 6.
There we go. It's Wilson on 4th down. And that is incomplete. The Jets try it, but the 4th down play doesn't work. And the Bills are going to take over in excellent field position. Being just short of midfield, they decide to take a crack at it on 4th down. They don't come through.
Sometimes it's just showing confidence in your defense. You know that they're good, and they'll take care of you. A lot of coaches during the week will announce to their team, go for it. If they got you got me, a little bit of a challenge to them.
And this is caught. Touchdown. Stephon Diggs with career touchdown number 75. And the Bills add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Here's Bass now for the extra point. And that'll increase their lead to 28. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Ready, ready.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. The coaching staff is this was going to be a game to stand the time, but that just has never been the case. Oh, what a juke into space. And they get it out.
Here we go.
interception. And the Bills are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. I'm starting to wonder, Charles, if 5 interceptions, is that the last that we've seen of him?
Well, I think that a lot of people hope that's the last they've seen of him in this game, probably including himself. If this were baseball, he'd been in mound already passing the ball, and he'd be in there getting a shower. But in football, you have to go stand on the sideline and watch the rest of it and see if your backup can do any better.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
There's a beautiful throw there, and he's been sensational the entire game, moving it around, spreading it, hitting the right guys. And look, under normal situations, partner, I would expect him to come out of the game now. They've got it in hand. But you and I have been around this league a long time. Every time we ask head coaches about it, hey, why don't you take your quarterback out when the game's in hand? That's what he's trying to do. It's a very unusual situation.
Easy work.
I want him out. They tend to leave him in.
And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
Tell you what, partner, the way he's been slinging it in this one, I think he should be ticketed for a baseball cap and a set of headphones for the next drive. He's been absolutely sensational. But one thing we've both learned about quarterbacks in this league, they often stay on the field longer than you expect.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move. Deep for Diggs. They've got his man complete. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A big pickup of 38.
No let up in this passing game. They've been a well-oiled machine throughout. And actually saw a few guys on the sidelines at the end of the third quarter doing the old hold up 4 fingers college sign, meaning the fourth quarter is ours. And they certainly weren't kidding.
So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. They've got it first and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided.
Hey, tight.
And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. A loss of 2 there. Second down.
He kept it in his hands and tried to push it across the goal line himself, but the defensive front wouldn't allow him to do so, bringing up second down and a bit farther.
Back at the 2 now. Here's second and goal. So Allen's going to look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he's just going to throw this one out of bounds here. Nowhere to go with it. Incomplete. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns. And it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as they need, you and I both know they just run this clock out.
And give them another 6. It's caught for a touchdown. And the blowout continues. But not much defensive resistance on that drive. And really, Charles, the way this offense has been humming, they haven't faced much defensive resistance the entire game.
Like I said, the defense did not wake up and make it to the stadium for this one. There may be some major changes on that side of the ball when we see them the next time out.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go.
The New
Set.
York offense taking over for their next possession.
66.
They were
Pull
coming off
it
the
hard.
This team started sluggish and didn't get any better from there. Trailing. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker. And the Bills are going to take possession of the football. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
Middle.
Allen is actually going to throw it here. Works right side into the hands of the tight end, Knox. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his second catch.
People have to come up with schemes to limit him, and what a lot of teams do, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe the corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on a man-to-man and try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up, give him different angles, different looks, like a good boxer does.
The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on first and goal. Action. Now it's Allen. And he'll just throw this one over the way of the security crew. Incomplete here.
Well, up big here in the fourth quarter, up really big. That pass and incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points. Turn them down. They're going to continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently.
So now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field.
They'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is third and goal.
Again, they'll throw with Allen. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. It's a foot race. He's at the 50, the 30, 10, 5, and he brings this one back. It's a mid-season Jet touchdown. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell and just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they just get their backs really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
One last shot for Wilson, and it's incomplete. It's an exercise in futility anyway. It doesn't affect the final outcome, and this one's over. So they tried to tack on 2 more. Wouldn't have mattered as far as who won and who lost, but that's how this one ends.
It was minutes, didn't it? Just put another 2 points on the board. A little bit better. Maybe they wanted to run a 2-point conversion just to see what they had. Who knows? But it just wasn't necessary.
It's a very important win as they move to 9-4 now on the year.
And they'll get a trip to Vegas next week for a date with the Raiders.
Meanwhile, for the Jets, it's unfortunately more of the same as they'll fall to 3-10 on the year. They get back in the winning column next week as they head to Philly to face off with the Eagles.